There he is. The Sugar Show is here. Hello, Sean. How are you?
Ariel, what's up, brother?
It's good to talk to you. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it very much. First time preparing for a title fight, at least a UFC one in your career. Has it felt different? We spoke to you right after Newark, so it's been several months. But just like your fight, this is the biggest fight of your life. This is the biggest moment of your career. Has it felt at all different? More pressure, more tense, more anything? Any difference from your other fights?
To be honest, not really. I feel like I've kind of always had all my fights have been big fights. All my fights have been, a lot of media, a lot of hype around them. So I don't really feel like it's this fight's much different other than it's, it is 5 rounds, which is a big deal. It's, 2 extra rounds. That's the biggest difference really. As far as, it feels like another big fight. All my fights kind of have felt like that the last few years.
It is your first fight. It's gonna be your first fight in almost a year. What has that been like for you? Not injured, right? You haven't been hurt this year. You just kind of been waiting for your time. Has that been interesting as far as like not trying to peak too early?
Yeah, that's crazy. It doesn't even feel like it's been that long, to be honest. It was just back to work, back to training, back to trying to improve. 28 years old. I feel like I still got a long time in this game. So, right now I'm just trying to, keep my head down, improve. Obviously, I knew I was going to fight the winner of Henry or Aljo. So, I wasn't really, messing around. I was in the gym trying to get better. But yeah, it doesn't even feel like it's been that long.
Okay. As you know, there was a lot of drama after the Henry fight. Aljo didn't like the way it was announced and the quick turnaround and all that. What was your take on how all that went down?
Yeah, Aljo, he's like, he doesn't. I mean, he's you look at him, you hear him talk, you're like, oh, he's not stupid. But then you hear some of the things he tweets, I'm like, okay, maybe he is stupid. Him saying August was too soon, and then saying, fuck it, let's just do it in July. But I don't know if he knows his month, so maybe he just got those confused. But yeah, it's he's claimed to have all these serious injuries. If he had all these serious injuries before he even fought Henry, then he goes through a 25-minute war with Henry and then accept the fight against me August 19th. So it's, I don't really know what to believe. I don't really care. It doesn't affect me whether he's injured, anything. I'm going to have the camp I'm going to have. I'm going to go out there and do what I need to do.
You have a very interesting relationship with Aljo. I even saw over the weekend he posted a video where you DM'd him. I guess after seeing him on the broadcast, and then he's sending you a voice note, and then you guys are going back and forth. How would you describe your relationship with him?
Um, he has he has what I want. He has the belt. It's as simple as that. I just let him know. I said, "Hey, champ, you look a little nervous when I saw him on the TV." I just being honest. He looked a little this moment, might get to him a little bit. What was that? 14, 13 days out from weigh-ins. I'm sure he's still got a lot of weight to cut. He's dealing with these injuries, so I just thought, he looked a little nervous. I thought I'd let him know. And I did.
Do you DM each other a lot?
No, he tags me. I mean, you guys probably saw the screen. He tagged me like 3 times in a row with some stuff I didn't even see until I went to message him. But I don't. We haven't talked too much. And if we did, it's stuff like that.
Okay. And what are the injuries that you're referring to?
Well, I don't know I mean, he's the one that keeps bringing him up, saying that he just took this fight with an injury. I mean, obviously, I think his bicep was injured going into the Henry fight. So I don't know what injuries he's referring to when he says that.
I like the relationship though that you guys have. Like you talk about having a fat ass dinner, and then he's replying, and then your
Mm,
sleep stats. You're giving us
yeah,
those. Best
you
sleeper in the
saw
game.
that.
Yeah, so I like this. It's a bit of gamesmanship, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard him say, that he has trouble sleeping sometimes. Obviously, he has not trouble making weight, but it's always I guess you could say trouble making weight. It's not fun. I mean, I don't cut as much weight as him, and I don't fucking like cutting weight. It sucks. So yeah, for me having fat ass dinners a couple weeks out, I guarantee he's not having those. And if he is, it's just gonna make his weight cut that much worse. And then you see that 94 sleep score. Jesus, I was sleeping good, and I know he's not sleeping as good as I am. So, maybe, maybe a little mental warfare there, but really just kind of let him know that I'm fucking sleeping and eating great.
By the way, what is the highest you can get? Is it 100? I'm not familiar with the sleep score game. Is it 100? Is that the goal? Is that even possible?
I think it's technically possible, but you know, when you're training this hard, it's hard to get 100 sleep score because I don't know, some with the algorithm and shit, but 94 is high. It's a
90,
very high sleep score.
what's the highest you've ever gotten?
Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't. I'm not too sure there, Ariel.
I know, I just know because like you've mentioned the sleep thing on this show, and so it seems to be like a stat that you're very interested in. Has anyone ever pushed back on you on this best sleeper in the UFC title?
No, not necessarily. I'm actually working with a sleep scientist right now.
Wow.
We've been doing some really cool sleep studies, and they're starting to adjust my schedule for me to peak the perfect time in Boston around 11:30 p.m.
Oh,
Is what time I believe we'll be fighting. So really adjusting my sleep and what time I'm going to bed, what time I'm waking up to make sure that I'm ready to fucking go on time in August, or yeah, in Boston, August 19th.
yeah. What is by the way, the idea? Like, I notice a difference if I get 6 hours as opposed to 8 hours. Do you notice a difference? Like, what
Mm.
is the idea? What's the sweet number for you? The sweet spot?
Yeah, I think 8 to 10 is good for
Okay.
me. I think with athletes, professional athletes, they definitely need more sleep, I'd say, than the average Joe, which you're not. You're an athlete yourself.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. It's very kind of you.
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
So yeah, I think definitely I need at least minimum 8 hours, for sure.
By the way, what about the like like the wacky tobacco, the e-cigs, all that stuff? Do you cut that out, or
Ugh.
are you allowed to have that? Or what? How does that work?
Wacky tobacco e-cigs. What the hell? Ariel, don't be smoking on them nasty things.
What is?
As far as marijuana
Yeah,
goes,
yeah,
though,
yeah.
I haven't. This is the furthest I've cut out smoking. It's been probably about 3 weeks already.
Wow.
No issue. I never really have an issue with it. I don't abuse it. I'm not addicted to it. I can cut it out no problem. Keep a little bit more clear headed. This is the you know what? This is actually the first time I haven't streamed
Wow.
in probably my UFC career. I haven't been gaming at all. I've been just extra focused on the task at hand and using those extra couple hours of gaming to recover, rest, and do that. So that's been a big difference in this camp.
But you have been still doing the show with Tim Welch, who we had on the show recently. He was fantastic. You still do that though, right? So you're not completely like shutting off from the world.
Yeah, no, of course. Still busting out the Bro Alley podcast, Timbo Sugar Show podcast. Do those once a week. So still doing that. Still posting out and stuff, but just not gaming. Gaming takes a lot out of you, especially streaming.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been a big deal.
I actually saw your last episode. You were talking about getting pulled over. You were going a little fast,
Ah,
and then you said something that I thought
damn it.
was interesting. You were like, "I should text more when I drive because when I text more, I actually slow down." Which I was like, "Oh my God."
That was supposed to be funny.
I
Some
know
people
you
might
said it
not
very
get my
seriously,
humor.
and I actually for a
I
moment
know.
thought that you were being serious. But we should let everyone know not to text and
Uh,
drive. Yes.
don't text and drive. It's crazy. Those Tesla X Plaids,
Mm-hmm.
the big ones, you can go 100 miles an hour, and if you're not looking, it feels like you're going 60. It is wild how fast those things are. So yeah, I was going a little too fast. I was actually trying to get home. I was at my house watching the fights, and then I didn't want to stay at that house. I wanted to stay at my other house.
Oh.
Um, yeah, I forgot 5 houses. I
Okay.
bounce around.
Damn.
So I came out and I wanted to get some good sleep. So this house is set up for perfect sleep. So I thought, I'm gonna speed a little bit so I can get home and get some better sleep. Didn't work out that way. Got pulled over. Actually, got to sleep a little bit later.
Mm.
But the cop was a nice dude. Got a fat ticket, but that's okay. And here we are.
Yeah, I saw you watched Jake versus Nate. What did you make of
Mm,
that fight? Did you enjoy it?
that was oh my God, did I enjoy that? That was entertainment at its finest. Jake Paul, I've been loving what he's doing since the beginning. Nate Diaz, I would watch him do anything, any sport. Nate's just a fun guy to watch. So Jake versus Nate got me very excited. I thought the fight was exciting. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was very close. I thought it was closer than it said on the scorecards. Jake's just he was just too big, too powerful. I thought he did really, really good dealing with Nate's pressure. I don't think people understand that have never fought that kind of pressure is really hard to deal with, and Jake did a really fucking good job.
Have you seen all the I know you were kind of boys with both of them, but, there was this video yesterday, the Impulsive podcast, Jake and Logan going back and forth. Have you seen this?
I have not.
Oh my gosh. There's a lot of tension there between the two brothers, and I was just curious if you thought that
Really?
oh my god, you gotta take 30 minutes out of your I mean, you gotta do a video on
Okay.
this. They're talking about Logan saying how he's tired that people are choosing Jake over him because Jake is the easier fight. Then they're going back and forth about, like, playing both sides, and there was an issue with the drinks. Jake is on one side, Logan's on the other side.
Mm.
I mean, I know a lot of cynics online would say, "Oh, they're just building up a feud for the internet." This felt very real to me, Sean. I mean, it felt actually a little bit uncomfortable to watch.
Really interesting. Interesting. I mean, who knows? They could be building the biggest fight of all time, Jake Paul versus Logan Paul, and they could be building something. But they've also had beef in the past when they were younger.
Sure.
But I don't know. I watched that Netflix documentary Jake put out, and those dudes love each other. I think they'll get over whatever they have going on.
You think Jake could have success in MMA?
Hard to doubt him. A lot of people didn't think he'd have success in boxing. I think he's doing really well. I think at certain levels he could for sure have success. I want to see Jake versus Nate in MMA. That's a win-win for Jake, 100%. I
Mm,
would love to see that.
okay. By the way, back to Aljo. Saw that picture of him recently. Did you see this picture? He looks ripped. He looks like, I mean, he's got like veins on his back. Have you seen this photo? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I seen a video recently. I don't know if it's the same photo, but I think he probably looks just as jacked in that one as he did in the other one. But yeah, he always looks jacked. He's just got them jeans. He's shredded, even when he's out of shape, out of camp, and fat. The dude's still fucking ripped. So yeah, that's just good ass jeans, and obviously he's working hard.
Do you feel like people have been disrespecting you going into this fight? People seem to think because of his wrestling that it won't be as tough as the Cejudo fight. Have you heard this talk? And if so, how do you internalize that?
Yeah, definitely. I've been hearing that. It is what it is. I'm not really too worried about what people say going to that Peter Yan fight. I heard a lot of the same things. Obviously, not about the wrestling or grappling, but that
Right.
Peter was going to destroy me. I shouldn't be in there with him. Then I go out there and beat him, get the job done. So I'm not too worried about it. I agree. I think his wrestling and grappling is very fucking good. It's whether I can crack him and put his fucking lights out before he grabs me. I think it's a striker versus grappler matchup. There's no secret in our game plans. It's fucking it is what it is. I truly believe, and I'm 100% capable of going out there and putting his lights out. I'm fucking fast right now. I'm sharp right now. I'm accurate right now. I will land this right hand. You go and look at my entire UFC career. How many people whether I finished him in the first round or not, I've dropped a lot of people in the first round. He's cutting a lot of weight, and that plays a role. It does 100% play a role in the shots you can take. So I plan on going out there and delivering the shots that he can't take.
And he has a bit of a funky style. Are you able to bring anyone to replicate that? The takedowns are a little bit different. The striking is a little bit different. Are you the kind of guy that brings in people to replicate what your opponent is like? Do you do that?
We didn't need to bring anyone in. Phoenix, Arizona's got a ton of just absolute studs. At the MMA lab at Tim's gym, the mixture between the two, there's so many good guys, so many different styles, so many guys that are just really high level wrestlers, higher level grapplers, can mix it up really well. So definitely didn't have to fly anyone in. Um, Specifically, just training with killers at the lab and at Tim's gym.
Okay. By the way, recently you tweeted something about how bad MMA managers are. Could I ask what you were referring to?
Oh, we need another hour, Ariel.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that's something I plan on. I got to get all my everything in a row, make sure I can say what I can say, and I don't want to accidentally say anything that I'm not legally allowed to say. So I'm going to make sure that's all covered. But yeah, I mean, it's no secret how managers in MMA are horrible, and they're basically they're asking for percentages of fighters' bonuses, and it's not good. Something needs to be done. And yeah, I said stay tuned.
Hmm.
You know, it's been a while, but continue to stay tuned. It will be announced. Something will drop, and it will, you know, hopefully can change up the game a little bit because these
Oh,
managers are dog shit.
wow. Okay. I thought the stay tuned was to announce something on this show. I thought that's what you were referring to.
I would love to, you know, maybe once I get it all figured out, maybe
Oh,
I can announce it here and we can talk about it on here. But definitely, I mean, yeah, I would love to get it out as many places as possible. But I think we could make something happen there, Ariel.
okay. And by the way, are you just representing yourself now?
Yeah, I've been representing myself for a while now. You know, I'm on a new contract right now, going into the UFC, this title fight. I'm on a new contract. Sat down with Hunter, negotiated, and
Nice.
you know, you know, it was fun. It was. I love that shit. So I'm very excited, very happy with the with the new contract, and I'm excited to go out there and put Aljo's lights out and continue to grow the Sugar Show.
And usually, when you have a big fight, you always have all these merch drops and things like that. This is the biggest of them all. What do you have planned? Are you doing something special for next week or for the next 10 days?
Yeah, we've had a couple cool drops. Obviously, this little
Oh
we
yeah,
had
nice.
a smaller drop for Boston, and then we had the jersey drop, the pink as you know, kind of my signature with the gold outline. So we dropped the jersey, the t-shirts, the hoodies. We dropped the whole fight kit drop a couple weeks ago. Did fucking amazing. Did insane. I'm excited to see the crowd in the Sugar gear in Boston. But yeah, so the drop's done. Gonna do my hair Sunday and then fly out to Boston Monday.
Anything special for the hair? Anything different?
It's always special. Every
Sure,
time it's
sure.
special. So I'm sure it'll look beautiful. And you know, I'm gonna break it up probably into 2 days, 4 hours Saturday, 4 hours Sunday. It's hard work
Yeah.
having that such beautiful hair. So
Okay, three last quick things. Are you going to be the fan favorite in Boston?
um, yes,
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it's East Coast, but you do have a loyal following.
yeah, I believe so. I mean, not yeah, I haven't really thought about it too much, but I do think the Sugar Show will be the fan favorite going into this fight.
Do you allow yourself to think about how life will change if you become UFC champion? Like at night, do you think about these things? What the feeling will be like if the belt gets put around your way? Like, do you allow yourself to dream like that?
You know, lately I've just been dreaming of cracking his chin and watching him fold, and just you know, I picture we've seen it before with the Marlon Moraes knockout. So when I do close my eyes and think about the fight, I think about that. I think about him folding. Um, but yeah, after this fight, you know, to be on, I want to fight in December in Vegas, defend the belt. That's the ideal
Wow.
plan moving forward. So it would be back to work for me. So you know, I'd obviously take advantage of the opportunities I have that come right after the fight, but it's back to work for me. I want to continue to get better and keep fighting.
That's a quick turnaround, especially for a new champ. You don't want to go on like a big, vacation or something like that. Who do you think, if all goes well, who do you think would be across from you in December?
You know, there's a couple options. Cheeto's fighting Pedro. You
Yeah.
know, it'll be an interesting fight. Two dudes I finished, so I think that's definitely an interesting one. Um, yeah, probably that.
That one for a second went over my head for a second. That was good. That was good.
Yeah, so I mean there's options. There's a couple options, but you know, it's so hard to look. You can't look past
Sure,
Aljo.
sure.
Even you know, even if I do go out there get the job done, you know, ideally no injuries. Injuries obviously happen, and so yeah, December could be technically a quick turnaround, but that's just you know hopeful thinking.
I was gonna say Corey. I think Corey might deserve it the most, but I think he's getting
Eh,
tricep surgery. No, you don't like that?
you know that fight will happen someday. That'll come down to
He's been
some other
dominant
things
lately.
outside of the. Yeah, that'll come down to some other things that I'll talk about too.
Whoa. What do you mean? There's more to that story? You and Corey?
Yeah, it'll all you know. You know, I'm gonna go out there get the job done against Aljo, and I'll have a lot to say
Wow. I can't wait for this. Okay, that is quite the tease. Is that on the night you're gonna say this, or you're saying like when the time is right? When the time is right afterwards?
when the time. Yeah, when the
Got
time
it.
is right. Yeah,
Okay.
when the time is right.
Official prediction. Last thing.
Official prediction: the Sugar Show goes out there, puts Aljamain Sterling's lights out. He can go up to 145. No one will care. I do think this will be one of Aljo's last big fights once I go out there and get the job done.
Okay. Can't wait. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it as always. Good luck to you August 19th. Thanks so much for giving us some time here.
Boom, Ariel, you're the man.
You're the man.
Appreciate you.
There he is. Sugar Show, Sean O'Malley. Always a pleasure. Very confident. Can't wait for that fight, August 19th. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You could get many more of these videos on the channel, so please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.